have people like that Congresswoman who rip Florida because we're open, who say you need lockdown policies, and then the first chance they get, they come running down to my state. If I had $1 for every lockdown.
Ron DeSantis has been blocking COVID testing sites and bragging big time about having no COVID restrictions in his state of Florida. Well, some recently released footage seems to suggest that COVID may have caught up with the governor. Welcome into TYT's Overruled. I am your host, Adrienne Lawrence. First, the background. Remember this tweet from AOC just last week on New Year's Eve? Well, it was in response to a quip from Team DeSantis, touting the freedoms of the Sunshine State. And the Congresswoman thought she would hit back by this response. Hasn't Governor DeSantis been inexplicably missing for like 2 weeks? If he's around, I would be happy to say hello. His social media team seems to have been posting old photos for weeks. In the meantime, perhaps I could help with local organizing. Folks are quite receptive here. AOC mentioned local organizing because she happened to be visiting Florida, and it's currently experiencing one of its worst COVID surges ever. Yet DeSantis won't reopen state-operated testing sites that he closed in May, and he's also anti-COVID restriction. Well, DeSantis did respond, claiming that he was with his wife while she was getting breast cancer treatment. But then he went ahead and emerged at some big New Year's Eve party with his immunocompromised wife that night.
And so in Florida, you can mark it down. We will not let anyone shut you down.
No mask in sight, no claim to be boosted, and no boundaries respected, all during an unprecedented COVID surge in the state of Florida. Well, there's footage that emerged from a news conference today that suggests that COVID may have caught up with the governor. Check this out.
Who's our Florida DEO secretary. We also have Chancellor Henry Mack from the Florida Department of Education. Brad Ferguson.
Now let me interrupt. Is it just me, or is the 43-year-old seeming to gasp for air and struggle to breathe? But he's just standing there, speaking normally, reading sentences. Yet it seems like he's winded. You judge for yourself.
Semiconductors are a huge issue. If you look at how the supply chain works, we are overly dependent on foreign nations, including Taiwan, which is a good ally of ours, but which is one that is under really serious pressure.
Now, I'm no MD, but I do know that shortness of breath and that whole panting, gasping thing, that's a very common symptom for COVID sufferers. But DeSantis couldn't have COVID. Just yesterday he blamed the federal government for causing hysteria surrounding COVID. But, maybe he can be safe and go ahead and get a test. Of course, then again, he doubled down on pulling back on testing sites? Gosh, stay safe and healthy, Governor.